What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We are playing through today with Tentacool/Tentacruel. Let the games begin. Let's look at the stats of these Pokemon. I'm really excited for this playthrough. Looking first at Tentacool. Tentacool has not bad stats. You got 40 HP, 40 attack, 35 defense. You have special as 1 stat in Generation 1, and that is 100, so that's very good. And also speed is 70, so that's very good for a first stage Pokemon. Have good speed and good special. It almost seems like it should be a psychic Pokemon, honestly, with that kind of stat line. But stats are solid. Moving on, when we evolve into Tentacool, we evolve in Tentacool level 30. We get 80 HP, 70 attack, 65 defense, 120 base special, and 100 speed. So, honestly, very solid stats. And I've never used this Pokemon before in my life, so a little surprised at how good the stats are for this Pokemon. It definitely leads into saying like this Pokemon should have a pretty solid run. Now let's look at the moveset. So level up moveset, you start off with a pretty good move. Not a lot of Pokemons will start off with a at level 5 get a 60 base power move. So Acid is what is called Stab. So if you look at the screen, it looks like it's a little bit more bold. That means Stab. Whenever you see a move that's bold on the screen like this, it means it's Stab. Stab means same type attack bonus. So whatever the move base power is, which in this case is 40, you times it by 1.5, which adds 20 base power to it. So very good move, 100% accurate. We start the game with that. It doesn't make sense. Poison Sting should honestly be the move we start with, and we should get Acid at 18, but I'm not going to complain because it's a better move. Supersonic will not come in. It will come in handy a little bit, but it won't have a long-term use. Wrap will come in handy for a little bit in the game, and then as soon as we can get rid of it and move on, we will. Poison Sting, I'm pretty sure I will not use because I plan on beating Brock's gym and just adding Bide just to have a decent damage dealing move. So I don't think Poison Sting will even be used. Water Gun, if we get to level 22 before we get to Mount Moon, we'll definitely use Water Gun, but you can put up the TM for it. So yeah, so we'll do that. And Constrict is actually a weaker version of Wrap. I don't like it at all. It is more accurate, woohoo, but it also only does 10 damage. Barrier we don't use, but it's good because it can actually put up your defenses pretty well. Screech is good because it lowers the opposition's defense, but we don't really need to do that. And Hydro Pump, we get that at 48. I think we get it actually closer to the 50s because this is Tentacool's moveset, not Tentacruel's moveset. But we're not going to use Hydro Pump anyway because, and now I'm going to go into the TM moveset. So the TM moveset, Swords Dance, is we get Swords Dance, which is great. Boosts our attack by 2 stages and initiates the badge boost. Takedown and Double Edge will both be very useful. There's not a lot of moves here that are just like normal attack. So there are psychic Pokemon, things like that will, in like Gyarados, that some of our attacks won't do anything to unless they're physical damaging. So those will come in handy later in the game. Bubble Beam and Water Gun will both come in handy. They're stab moves. Ice Beam and Blizzard will come in handy because we face dragons near the end of the game, so Ice Beam is very useful. I wish it was Stab, but it's not. Rage is pointless. Mega Drain can be useful. We can replenish health off of like water and ground type if need be, but it's not a great move. If we were grass type, it'd be a little bit better. Mimic lets us mimic a move, so we'll use that. Double Team's outlawed. Reflect we don't use. Bide we use a little bit, so it's very helpful. Skull Bash, and then Surf. So that's our moveset. So it's not a broad moveset. There's not like a lot of coverage here, but it's enough that you can win the game. There's good stab moves involved here. And I think we're going to do pretty well with that moveset. So, moving on to the rules of the playthrough. We can only use Tentacool/Tentacruel in battle. We can use other Pokemon for HMs and to catch Pokemon for HMs. Running Clock is our second rule. We have 3 exemptions. One is Lieutenant Surge's gym, and actually, I think this rule needs to be modified a little bit more because, God, it can take forever to get to that dang button. The second exemption is we get too much stuff sometimes, so we just want to unload it in the computers. That can take time deciding what to go, and I don't want to rush it and make a mistake and sell the wrong item. So I just take my time, pause the timer, do the errands that need done for the game, and then turn the timer back on when we progress through the plot of the game. And the last option is, I've only done this like once, is if we need to buy an HM TM, I'm sorry, from the game corner. We can pause the timer, buy the 8 TM, and then unpause it and continue with the game. No glitches allowed, no Pokédoll glitch, no Missingo glitch, no exploits, nothing like that. The only thing we can do is badge boost because it's a mechanic in the game. And if someone does Leer to us, it initiates badge boost. If someone does Growl, it also initiates badge boost. So can't really help it. So it's just part of the game, and it's been allowed. And then no items in battle. My opposition does not do this rule. They ignore it every time. But it is what it is. It just gives us something else that we got to overcome, and I like it. So now let's go back and give a prediction on this playthrough. So Tentacool will have issues early because Rock, as much as Acids can move, it's not going to do much to Brock, and also Wrap isn't going to do much to Brock. And since those are only 2 moves we have, unless we want to level up all the way to 22, which I don't want to do. We got to find a strategy. I think we can beat him. I was thinking initially 13 might be the case, but I don't think there's going to be enough damage dealt by Wrap, and I don't think we have enough power points with Wrap. Wrap's good because we outspeed Brock, so we can use Wrap forever, and he'll never attack us. The problem with that is you're going to run out of power points eventually. So the question is, do we have enough power points or enough health to get us to a point where we don't get dealt back too much damage by Onyx? I think we knock the Geodude out without taking any damage. The problem is Onyx, because he's going to use Bide, and we can use Supersonic when he uses Bide, but we have to time it perfectly is the best way to put it. But after Brock, I mean, we're going to get Water Gun, we're going to get Bubble Beam, so the game's going to progress pretty well. And yeah, I don't think too much of that's going to be too tricky. Misty will be tricky because we can't exactly use our best moves on her. Our best moves are Water. And Starmie is Psychic, which resists Poison. So that's going to be tricky. But I think I got a plan to beat her, and I got a plan to beat our rival. The game's going to progress after Brock. The Brock's just going to be the headache. Because I don't get this in Gen 1, but why does a water-type Pokemon just not get Bubble? It's a very simple move to get early. It's a very weak move. But it's good enough that it'll blast you through Brock without an issue, and you can progress the game fast. So the biggest hang-up we're going to have is going to be Brock. I don't think any of the gyms are going to be hang-ups after that. Erica, we can prolong. Or, I'm sorry, Lieutenant Surge we're going to have to prolong for a while, but we're going to have to double back and fight him. Not a big deal. It takes like a minute to double back and fight him after you've gained some more levels. Erica, we can wait until we get a good ice move and we have good speed so we can destroy her whole team. Koga's not going to be hard. We can badge boost and use Surf, and that's double. That's the same type of attack bonus. I think all of our rival fights can be pretty easy, other than the rival number 6 in Silphco. That one looks like it could be tough. But I'm not very worried about this. Now, here's one thing I do want to comment on, and this is something I've never mentioned in the preview part of this. But Tentacool is actually one of the slowest growth rates of any Pokemon. So if you don't know what that means, if you watch any of my videos, anytime I beat my rival's Pokemon, you have 2 things that happen. Either the Pokemon levels up right away, which happens sometimes, or they don't, and you have to fight a couple more battles. Usually, it's the next battle I fight where my Pokemon will level up. Tentacool, I don't think it's going to happen that way. This is a very slow. It's like the 5th slowest growth rate in the game. It's up there. It's bad. So we're gonna have to work a little bit harder to get every level. I don't think it's gonna be bad because it has good stats. That's the whole kind of the trade-off is you get great stats, but it takes longer to evolve. So there's gonna be some trade-off there, but I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to do this playthrough. Never played this Pokemon. I love playing with Pokemon I've never played through as. So this is exciting. I think I can get this done in sometime between an hour and 30, an hour and 40 minutes. Based on where I think we're going to have struggles. If we're going to have struggles early, that's fine. Because we can make up time. We can skip battles, whatever. But if we're going to struggle late, that's something you can't do. Because you don't have other options. Okay? Struggle early, you can just go level up. You can grind. And I have an unwritten rule where I can use Turbo after I've beaten the junior trainer. If I need to grind. I have an unwritten rule where once he's beaten, I can actually grind a little bit. But later in the game, not so much, because sometimes you get deadlocked and you gotta face what you gotta face. So, but I'm excited about this. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I did not mention this earlier, but make sure you're subscribing and make sure you're commenting. Leave your feedback on the videos. It really is helpful, and I really do appreciate it. But take it away, future JD.
Thanks, past JD. Welcome to JD's Nerdverse. This is the playthrough portion of the video. Let's
Let the games begin. We're playing through with Tentacool slash Tentacruel. We start off with our rival has Bulbasaur. It's the best case scenario for it. It's kind of is, but it isn't. Right now, Bulbasaur is just grass type, so Acid's kind of super effective. But we get the win with our rival first try victory, and yeah, this playthrough was one I was very excited to do because I've never played through his Tentacool before. And so here's the first problem you have with Tentacool. He has a good move. Acid is great to have early. It's a stab move, which means same type attack bonus. But the problem with Tentacool himself is his level up rate. He has a very slow level up growth rate. So you have to fight a lot of battles just to level up. So like right now, I'm pretty sure we're still at level 5, and we have to battle at least one more trainer or one more Pokemon to level up. Usually Pokemon do level up on the first battle with our rival, or the next battle, I should say. So yeah, like right now, we fought in our rival, and then we fought one Pokemon on the way to there, and now we've leveled up. So it takes a little bit more experience for Tentacool to level up. Now, here's some benefits to that: is when you do level up, there is a lot more. You get a lot more bang for your buck. You get more power out of that level up. So it's a nice. It's a trade-off. It's good and bad in its own ways. Yeah. So this Pokemon, it like I said, it has good moves. It has good special. It has good speed. It doesn't have, it's very squishy, so it doesn't have great defense. However, the defense is good enough to get by in this game. So we get to Vermilion Forest, and we're facing these bug trainers. These bug trainers are not going to be super hard. They are bug types, so they are weak to poison, the ones that are not bug poison. But they are weak to poison, so an acid, 60 base power acid move should do a pretty decent amount to them. So we run rough shot over them. We had to grind a little bit. We're level 6 facing these guys because I wanted to get to a certain level before I got these. So the way I look at this is these guys give you more experience. So, you know, do that when you're at a higher level. Face someone at a little bit higher level than when you would normally do that. So normally I'd face them as soon as I could, but, you know, it takes a lot more for... And I named him Water Zubat. I hope everyone gets the joke in that. So Water Zubat is it's the name of this Pokemon. I forgot I did that. So, like I said, these trainers are very trivial. They're not very hard, not very tough. And then we go back and face our rival. Our rival is... Oh, we actually skipped over our rival. That's right, we lost the footage. So, we didn't put our rival fight in this. And the reason why we didn't fight her... It was a trivial battle. We knocked out Pidgey pretty quick, and we went on to face Brock. Now, here's the problem with Brock. We don't have anything that's super duper effective against him. Wrap is good because it can do multiple turns and it can't attack you back, so that's the good thing about Wrap. Acid can do okay, but it's not going to do a lot of damage. It's just not, because Rock is resistant to poison. Not resistant, but it's just neutral. It doesn't do a lot to it, basically. How you poison a rock? I mean, it can it's just not going to do much. So the strategy here is to basically get through the Geodude with as much health as possible. Now, we do have an extra move. It wasn't like our last playthrough. We didn't have an extra move to get through the Onix and play a Bide game. We actually have that here. Now, the problem is, though, is just having enough moves to get through the Onix and making sure the Onix doesn't attack back. So, yeah, that's it. And then we have, like I said, we have Wrap. We run out of Wrap, so now we're having to fall back to Acid. Acid's okay. But the problem is, if he does Tackle, he's going to knock us down. We have low health and low defense. We don't have either one of those is good. But we do have a counter for Bide game, fortunately. It's supersonic, so he could hurt himself. So that's kind of the benefit here, is he could hurt himself. He doesn't, but he could. And it's just a battle of kind of attrition, I should say. It's all just hoping all the right stuff lines up. It's a long, drawn-out battle. These early battles against Brock are really grindy, so to speak. I just played through another Pokemon and it was extremely grindy. So we get the win. I think it was a first try victory. I think we did on the first try. And now we're moving on to the next phase of this game, which is Route 2. Route 2, there's not a lot here that's going to be super effective against us. We have Acid, which is a very strong stab move, especially to have this early in the game. We also have Wrap, which it's not super strong, but what it does is it makes so the opposition can't attack us. So the only thing you got to mitigate here is having enough power points to get through this area of the game. Now the next gym leader we're facing is Misty.
we do not need to face all these trainers. I don't think we face all these trainers anyway. We don't have to face them all. We can just do minimum battles right here for now. Minimum battles for this part. I didn't do minimum battles earlier. You can skip over two of the three trainers in Vermilion Forest, but I don't. I battle them because it's easy to get experience earlier than it is late, so just battle them while you can. It's more valued. It's weighted better. And then these trainers are, like I said, are trivial. Kakuna won't do anything. Acid will be pretty effective. Not super effective, but pretty effective. No, it is super effective. I was wrong. And these trainers are just not very hard. So what we're looking for next is the next thing in the game is to get a stab move with water. I wish this Pokemon, just like every other water Pokemon I've played through as, would come with just a move that would be stab. And if it's a water-wise, like Bubble. It doesn't make sense why, just like Psyduck, this Pokemon does not get Bubble. Does not make any sense to me. It makes no ungodly sense to me at all why this Pokemon does not get Bubble. It does not make sense. It's the dumbest thing ever. But we get Water Gun level 22, but a Pokemon that is in the water, from the time it's like born, it doesn't learn Bubble. I can't fathom it. So I guess we are not going for minimum battles here. We're going to fight more battles. Probably because it takes more levels or more experience to level up. That was probably my thought process there. So we're burning through these guys pretty quick. It's not like we're not, taking a lot of damage here. I think we fought this a bunch, and we might have used a potion here or there. But 2 shots is what we're getting out of these, and we have a backup plan for that. That trainer can be trolly because she has a bunch of 2 Pidgeys that like the sand attack. So a good strategy is just use Bide if she starts doing that. I recently played through as Geodude, and Geodude, I don't understand why Geodude has Bide. Bide does not help Geodude. He has such great defense, no one does any damage to him. So it's like a pointless move to have. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. We're facing this last here. We're going to do Wrap. How many turns does it take? That's the question here. And we're just doing that I think we're just trying to be safe. Yeah, there we go. Get the knockout. Then we move on to Mountain Moon. So Mountain Moon, we pick up the move for Water Gun. I did not add it yet, so that's why I'm explaining that right now. I'll show it to you here in a second. But we pick up a Water Gun. Now Water Gun really opens up the game to us a little bit because now we can have a super effective water move. It's not very powerful. It's very low base power, but because we're water type, it 1.5 times the damage it would have done. So get a good water move. And nothing else in Mountain Moon is very useful. We pick up an HP up, which will help our health, but we really just want to sell it. Mega Punch is kind of pointless. We can't use it. So we just move on to this Rocket Trainer, who is usually pretty easy. He does have kind of a trolly little Zubat. It can be a pain in the ass with the Supersonic and confusing us. But then we move on and we face the super duper nerd that won't share his fossils with us. So we have to get to the Dark Lord and set him free. All hail the Dome Fossil. That's someone else. That's a Scott's thought joke. He always calls it must get the Dark Lord and set him free. But yeah, we always pick the Dome Fossil. Dome Fossil is the better one of the two, not the Helix Fossil. Omistar's not very fun. So now we move on to Misty. Misty's gym, these trainers are pretty easy, but the best move the fact that we have Acid is very helpful right now. Acid makes it so we have a decently effective move against Misty. Misty has what's called good AI, which means when she fights me, her more powerful moves, Bubble Beam and Water Gun, she will not use. She's going to use Tackle, and she's going to use X Defend. That's not even a move, it's just something she gives her Pokemon. So that's what she's going to do. She's not going to attack us with any other moves. This is where we have an advantage since we know her moveset and we know what we have to do to beat her. The counter to that is we can just use Acid. Acid's not great, but it's effective enough that we can knock him out. Now Starmie's Psychic, Water Psychic, so it doesn't do much. I'm waiting. Misty wants to fight. Misty sent out Staryu. Go Water Zubat. And in Acid, it's that's a 2-hit. Halfway done. Oh no, I must got critical. So we knock out the Staryu. We outsped, knocked it out. Do we outspeed the Starmie? We do not. However, Tackle did pretty good right there. So we're just going to go for a more conservative strategy here. Oh man, he's gonna knock us out, isn't she? We're gonna wrap, we're gonna wrap, we're gonna wrap again. Okay. So we're gonna try this battle again. We want to win this battle first before we face our rival. If we don't do that, the rival, we want bubble gun for the rival. Bubble gun, yeah. Bubble beam, there we go. Bubble beam. Bubble beam. So we're facing her again. Staryu, we outspeed the Staryu. So what the goal here is we want to get Staryu down to a certain health so that we don't lose any of our health, and then we have more health going into the Misty fight. Against Misty. And we have a tactic, we're going to use that. I don't like using this tactic very much. 1, 2, and it's, oh no, we could get knocked out. No, we're not. We deal the energy back. So if you never played use Bide before, never watched me use Bide, basically you initiate Bide, and whatever damage is done to you, they will do it. It does it back double. So if you get hit 3 times or a total of 20 damage, you're gonna do 40 damage to the opposition. Okay, and now we're gonna move Bide. Might have been a bad decision, I don't know, but now we got Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam will help us blast through our opposition and blast through this next portion of the game pretty handily. Okay, and here we go. It's our rival. He's gonna send out Pidgeotto. Like I said, Bubble Beam, very effective. Very effective. He gets a Water Gun off. Or, I'm sorry, he gets a Quick Attack off. Does 9 damage to us. Abra will do nothing. Acid's a 1-hit with Abra. Acid's also 1-hit with Rattata. Is Acid a 1-hit on the Bulbasaur? I don't think it is. No, it's not. However, Vine Whip isn't super strong this early in the game, and Bulbasaur's not strong. Although his Bulbasaur should be evolved. It evolves level 16, it's level 18. Doesn't make sense. None of the rival stuff makes sense in this game. So we move on, and this part of the game is very trivial. There's nothing here that does a lot of damage. I always like to show this trainer because rock trainers are very can be very tough in Gen 1. Trust me, I played through a couple recently that have been very tough to play through because you don't have any kind of advantage. So right here, I need to save before I face her. I don't want this girl has an Oddish and a Bellsprout and a Pidgey. So her grass type moves can be super effective. I don't knock them out pretty quick. So Absorb doesn't do a lot because Oddish is weak. However, it is super effective because weaknesses and stuff. Water Gun gets a knockout, very good. Oddish again. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not 2 Oddish. It's an Oddish and a Bellsprout. It's not that. It's 2 Oddish. So we get the knockout, and then we save, Bill from his freaky deaky experiments. And then we face my favorite trainers. This is Sandy. She has 3 sand attacking Pidgeys. Bubble Beam will one-shot all of them. The only thing that can be worrisome is if they get off a quick attack, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, so we get the knockout. Move on to my second favorite trainer in this game. He has a Spearow. We're going to take the 0. Spear to 0. And I got the Spearow! And then Eradicate. We're going to eradicate. Eradicate. We're going to eradicate the Eradicate. Dum. Now we're moving on to a rival fight on the SSN. This fight will be easier than the last one. We've leveled up. We're almost 10 levels higher than his Pokemon. Bubble Beam will eradicate, no pun intended, the entire team. Sorry about this, rival. It's a Tentacool world out there. Acid again, and one more Acid. Oh no, it didn't do that much damage. We don't really have a secondary attack that we can do to the opposition here. So we need to do a couple of different things. Acid's going to be our main play. Wrap is being outdone because we got Leech Seeded. If you don't know what Leech Seeded is it plants something in you and it does damage back. I shouldn't have kept this move. Constrict is worse than Wrap. It's just more accurate. Doesn't matter. It's a horrible move. So now we are going to face Lieutenant Surge. This is risky because Lieutenant Surge is electric type. So we're going to face Lieutenant Surge. And hopefully he just, continues and gets on with the fight. There we go. So we're facing Lieutenant Surge. Comes out with Voltrup. We got nothing super effective. Oh, I know what we did. Okay, so we actually went through Rock Tunnel. Went to Celadon City, bought some stuff, and then doubled back to fight him. I knew the fight was going to be tricky. So that's what we did. So Ice Beam is super effective. It's very strong, and we're just overpowered for Lieutenant Surge at this moment. Now we're moving on to Team Rocket. Team Rocket Game Corner. Eradicate gets eradicated, and the Zubat gets Zubated out of here. I don't know. I don't have a pun for Zubat yet. I'm thinking about it. I'll come up with one eventually. But Water Zubat's doing a fantastic right now. Pacing pretty well. Not great pacing because we got held up a little bit with Brock. and we have low defense, so that did give us some hiccups at times. But we're moving along pretty well, and I'm pretty sure we're Tentacool now. So we got the stat boost, we got everything boosted. So the strongest version of ourselves that we can be right now, without adding adding extra levels, we'll get stronger, of course. So these are trivial battles against Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They are low level compared to us. We should use Ice Beam there. Do something else other than get hit. Ice Beam is a one hit, very good. Now Ice Beam's a very good move. You can get it if you don't know how to get it. If you go to the Celadon City Pokemart, the big one, the department store. Go to the top floor and buy some stuff out of the vending machines. You can trade a girl. She'll give you, if you give her a drink, she'll give you one. Now here's Giovanni. This is literally going to be over in 5 seconds. Giovanni is not very tough at all. Ice Beam is not a one hit. Bite doesn't do anything. We get the knockout. We beat Giovanni and his Widow's Peak. And we move on to our 5th rival fight. This rival fight is the easiest rival fight in the game, in my opinion. Because I think the game expects you to come right out of Rock Tunnel and go right into Pokemon Tower, but you don't. Everyone knows to go to Celadon City. You got to get the Silph Scope anyway to get past the Ghost, so everyone knows to skip over that. That's why no one does it. Acid does half the Gyarados and knockout, very good. And then Growlithe is a 2-hit. I don't know why we didn't use Bubble Beam on Growlithe. Maybe we're trying to conserve our power points. I don't think we healed after Giovanni, honestly. That's probably what it is. No, we seem to have plenty of power points. I don't know why we wouldn't do that. Oh, Kadabra's Frozen Solid. We'll just use Water Gun. And the last Pokemon, Ivysaur, it's going to be a one-hit with Ice Beam. Very good. Now, we're moving on to the next part of the game, which is Koga. Koga's going to be not a hard gym, per se, because we're Poison type, so we don't get any super effectiveness done to us. But it's a hard gym in a sense that getting to Koga is going to be the hard part. Not so much Koga. And then we get the knockout. Hypnos are tough, man. I cannot wait to play through this Hypno. That's a tough Pokemon. We constantly have issues with Hypnos. So now we're at Drowsy. Drowsy Acid. That's tough. That's a tough one. So the thing about Koga is Koga's a Poison type. So we're not going to be super affected by Poison-type moves like the physical ones. We can still get Poison. Actually, no, we can't. We're Poison-type, so we have an immunity to Poison. So that's why his gym's not super difficult, because we have immunities to the best thing he can do, which is Poisonous. So yeah, super, super nice there. Like I said, the only big issue you have in Koga's gym is the trainers in Koga's gym. They have some really strong Psychic Pokemon. Psychic is the best typing in Gen 1. It's overpowered as hell. High special. The special is a special. It's high special because it's a psychic attack, so therefore special defense is very high, because in Gen 1 both of them are the same stat. So if you have a really high special, you have it for both attacking and defense. So if you can attack good with special, you can defend good with special. So that's the thing about psychic types in Gen 1. And he's got a ton of psychic Pokemon in here for some ungodly reason. Okay? We also picked up Surf. I want to let everyone know we did pick up Surf. So Surf can't be used outside of battle right now, but in battle we can use it. It works just like any old TM. Surf can't be used until you beat the Koga's gym. He gives you the ability. So the way the game works is the first gym gives you the ability to do something. For example, usually it's the first gym, it gives you the ability to use Flash, but he also gives you the ability to use to have a boost in your attack stat. Okay, the second gym gives you the ability to use Cut, and then gives you the ability to Pokemon up to a certain level obey you. Which your Pokemon get over level 30 before they obey you. That's not an issue. What is this if you trade for a Pokemon? They won't obey you. So if you ever trade for a Pokemon in the game and they're a certain level, they will not obey you without that badge to kind of make them subordinate to you. So every trainer has something to give you. So Lieutenant Surge, the third gym, he makes it so I think it's level 50 Pokemon obey you, and you also get this boost in your. It's supposed to be speed, but I think they did defense for him. So on and so forth. But Koga gives you the ability to use Surf, and makes it so Pokemon makes so you can do Surf, and also gives you a boost in your speed stat. So now here's the Koga fight. Koga, we are going to set up Swords Dance. We probably don't need to. So that's 2. There's 3. And we should be able to just destroy his entire team. If we can hit him. If we can hit him. If we can hit him. Yeah, well, we're not hitting him. And minimize. And we don't knock him out in one hit. Wow. Okay. Alright, coughing. I keep missing. Shoot. That's crazy. Okay, and then the wheezing. Well, self-destructing ain't gonna do too much to us. Our defense is boosted. So we get the win. A very ugly win. We get the win. So I move on to Blaine. Blaine makes sense because Blaine is fire type. We can get some boost out of facing Blaine. So that's why I went on the Blaine. Usually we go to our rival 5, but this part is just going to make it a little bit easier because we don't even have to set up sword stance. This is just a precautionary measure. Surf, 1 shot, very good of the Growlithe. Did we get to 2? We get to 2 knockouts. Did we get to 3? We get to 3. And it is the 4th one a knockout. Do we outspeed? Do we knock it out? We do. Blaine, as always, is a cakewalk. And we move on to rival number... Oh, we actually move on to Erica. So Erica, we skipped over because we are water, she's grass. So I didn't see any benefit to fighting her early. We can fight her whenever we want to. It's not about fighting her to make it the most optimum battle to watch. It's just about beating her moving on. It is a speedrun challenges. So we actually don't do a lot of damage. I misclicked and hit Acid rather than Ice Beam. Ice Beam is a 1-shot. Tangela, is it a 1-shot? It is. And Vileplume should also be a 1-shot. And there's the knockout. So we get Erica's beat pretty handily. We actually get a TM from Erica that I didn't know we could use. Mega Drain. Which I don't know if we use Mega Drain in this playthrough. I don't remember using it. But it's there in case you want to do a little bit of double-edged Mega Drain tactic. So now we're facing our rival. We're setting up our moves. Ice Beam is a 1-shot knockout on the Pidgeot. Probably would have been a one hit, 1-shot knockout, even without the boost because it's bird type. Knock out the Gyarados. Surf misses, but we knock out the Growlithe on the next turn. Sends out an Alakazam. Alakazam can be tough because we don't really have any physical attacking moves. Confusion does a little bit, but Acid misses again. Dang. And then we get the knockout one more time. And then Venusaur should be a 1-hit with Ice Beam if we hit. Very good. So we beat rival number 6. And we move on to Giovanni number 2. The second installment of the Downfall of Giovanni story. And we're crumbling his empire right around him. Alright, you Widow's Peak idiot. Surf, 1 knockout. Kangaskhan, Surf, 2 knockouts. Rhyhorn, 3 knockouts. I don't think Nidoqueen's going to be a knockout. I think we... No, we did. Okay. She's pretty bulky. She has a great defense. So sometimes you can knock her... You can one-shot her. Sometimes, she'll hold on for a little bit. Now we're facing Sabrina and her whip. Sword Dance. We're going to set up 3 Swords Dance. And we're gonna be safe and sorry, and we get knocked out. We lose to Sabrina. It's okay. What I need to do is just go for the kill one more time. I didn't do that. I didn't go for the kill. I didn't go for that one last Swords Dance I needed. So we're gonna do this again. Swords Dance 1. Side Beam does about 40 damage. Side Beam 2. Ice Beam. It does not knock it out. Acid is a knockout. Very good. Mr. Mime, Acid's a 1-shot, very good. Venomoth, actually part poison, I don't know. Scott Slots has great jokes about Venomoth's typing. So we get the knockout, and now we're moving on to Giovanni number 3. The final downfall of Giovanni. We have the Punic Wars. This is the 3rd installment of Punic Wars. It's really not even resistance. We cut through this team like a hot knife through butter. Surf, 1-shot, very good. The Diglett, the Dugtrio comes out. And again, we have a 1-shot as long as we hit. 1-shot, very good. Water Zubat is destroying Giovanni right now. 1-shot, very good. Nidoking, 1-shot, very good. So, we actually have one more Pokemon right on, sorry. To knock him out. And we're actually lower level than him. That's like the first time in a long time I've been lower level than Giovanni. Does not happen very often. So now we move on, and we're going to face our rival. And we're saving right now, and we're going to go ahead and face our rival. So now, our rival, the tactic doesn't change. So, Just want to let everyone know that the timer is still running. I accidentally scrolled. So what I do is, I'll pause this for a second. So when you're watching the video, to the left right here, you can't see my cursor. But where it shows where the time is, I accidentally scrolled down in the browser I use. I have a website I get the browser off, or the timer off of. And I accidentally scrolled down. So the timer is still running, so just ignore that. It's a huge error on my part. I need to lock it next time so it can't be scrolled. Which I will do next time. Trust me. But other than, I was going to redo the whole playthrough just because the thing didn't scroll. So we end this on a pretty good time. So I will tell you that much. But yeah, we handle our rival pretty good. Actually, I'm going to go back and redo the rival explanation so that everyone can get the rival. So, come across the rival. Tactic has not changed. Pidgeot is a great setup. He can't really do much other than Sand Attack, but at this point in the game, he doesn't only have Sand Attack. He's going to use Agility because it's Psychic and we're Poison type. So his good AI says, oh, it's the most effective move he can do against me. And then that lets us set up 3 Swords Dances so we can one-shot the Rhyhorn. We're going to one-shot the Gyarados, I hope. No, it's 2-shot. He just does Dragon Rage, though, so we knock him out. Then we're moving on to Growlithe. Growlithe Surf is a one-shot. Very good. So that leaves us with 1 or 2 Pokemon. 2 Pokemon left. Takedown was specifically added for Alakazam. Because you have to have something that physically hits him. And he'll go down like a never mind, I can't say that on here. So we move on to the Elite Four. The Elite Four start with Lorelei. We are water poison. She is ice, so she's not going to do too much against us. So he's just going to use Rest. She's just going to use Rest because good AI. Rest is Psychic type. So we're able to set up, knock out the first Pokemon. Not knock out the second one. We will in the next turn. Knock out the second Pokemon. We have no need to Mimic here, so we'll just take out Slowbro in 2 hits, hopefully. Maybe 3, because he badge boosted. Okay. And me just makes the stacks go up. And we don't get the knockout. Dang, it's taking forever. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. That worked better. Okay. So Jinx comes out. Surf is a 1 hit on the Jinx. And now we have Lapras. Nothing Lapras has other than maybe Body Slam to like really knock us out, and we survive on 1 hit point. What are the odds that we survive on 1 hit point? We'll take it though. It's a win. We'll take the win. Moving on to Bruno. Bruno, we don't talk about him much. He's kind of a waste of space. But for safety purposes, I would usually just knock him out, but I don't want to have another get knocked out by counter incident. So I want to make sure we set everything up. Surf is a one-shot. It should one-shot his entire team. One-shot for Hitmonchan. Done. Hitmonlee. Done. And Onyx. Done. And now the last one, Machamp. Is it a one-shot? It's not a one-shot. His defense is very good, but we still get the win. Now we're moving on to Agatha. Agatha, you can be tricky. She's very tricky. There's another YouTuber named JRose11 who calls it the Agatha Lottery because she can confuse you, she can put you to sleep, she can do all those things. However, we are going to make it so that, well, this might be the time which we lose. So the tactic here is we mimic one of our moves. We mimic Hypnosis. Hypnosis only for the sake of being able to set up our moves. And okay, come on. Alright, it's not letting me do it. I just need to put one of them to sleep. We get knocked out, so we lose to Agatha for the first time in a while, but we'll face Agatha again. It's okay. Tactic is sound. The tactic we want to use here is we want to mimic Hypnosis from Agatha. Want to mimic Hypnosis. And then we want to put Gengar to sleep. We'll do the badge boost, which will boost our attacks. So when we hit Agatha, we'll hit her way harder than we would have before. Surf is not a one hit, but he keeps going for a Dream Eater because it's Psychic type and we're... Oh, good AI. You gotta love it in Gen 1. Surf is a one hit. Very good. Arbok should be a one hit. Oh, it's so close. It is so darn close to being a one hit. And then Gengar, Surf is not a one hit, and it goes for Toxic. We get the knockout. Thankfully, because I would have been frustrated if we had to keep doing that. So now we're facing Lance. He's a Dragon type trainer, comes out with a Gyarados. Gyarados is usually very scary, to be honest with you. And I guess he's still scary because he does have Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam can, basically be a one hit. So we got badge boosted. We did Swords Dance twice. So we are badge boosted, and we're doing double edge knock him out. Dragonair, Ice Beam is a one hit. Gonna one hit the rest of this team. Ice Beam is a one hit. Aerodactyl, Ice Beam is a one hit. And the Dragonair, even if we don't hit it, it's only going to do barrier because we're poison type and poison's weak to the psychic. So we've gotten all the way to the champion. So now we just got to execute the same strategy we had earlier, and we can beat the champion and win this game. And I think our timer is about, it ends up being like right at like an hour and 30 minutes, or like right under an hour and 30 minutes. Okay? Swords Dance should be what we go for. Yep. That's one setup. He's going to mimic us. Good. Go ahead, mimic us. I don't care. You're not going to have the defenses to take this attack anyway. Ice Beam, one hit knockout. Very good. Moving on to the Alakazam. Double Edge was kept for Alakazam. He needs a physical attack to knock him out. Very good. Rhydon Surf will be a one shot, knocking him out. Water Zubat takes on the Gyarados. Double Edge is a one shot with Gyarados. And we have Arcanine, which will be one shot by Surf. And if everything plays out exactly the way it should, Ivysaur should be knocked out by Ice Beam. Very good. So we get the knockout, and that's our play. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. So now, right now I'm just spamming, trying to get the best time, and I remember doing this. The time was like an hour and 29 minutes, or an hour and 31 minutes, something like that, because we hit some hiccups. But I think my prediction was between like an hour and 30 to hour and 40 minutes. I'm pretty confident in that. So yeah, I'm happy with that outcome. Then I'll pause it as soon as we get the timer up. So ignore the playtime. I pause and go do stuff and don't always close out of the game, so it runs in the background. But the timer on this was around, it was like 1 hour and 32 minutes or something like that. So all in all, I've never played through a Tentacool or Tentacool. I don't even think I've caught him once. Maybe as an HM Mule, I might have caught him once a long time ago. But yeah, never played through with them. Very solid Pokemon. Very unique typing. It definitely helps you avoid some of the issues you come across in the game when you can actually have your typing paired up with poison, especially when you have something that's good AI. The good AI really doesn't have a counter for. There's not, because a lot of people have psychic moves that aren't psychic. They're psychic moves that are like status or like make rest or don't do anything other than like defend. So a lot of trainers, especially in Elite Four, have psychic moves that don't do anything, but they'll be locked in using them. So gotta love that Generation 1. Glorious masterpiece of imperfection. So, I want to thank everyone for watching the video. Let me know what you think down below. I'm playing through in order, so if you ever want to just know what my next game is, go look at this Google Generation 1 Pokemon. And then go down to the last video, the current video you're watching is Pokemon on Tentacool, and I'll show you the next Pokemon I'm going to do. So that's the order I'm doing. I'm literally playing through in exact order as the Pokemon came out. So that's what I'm doing with this series of videos. Last thing I want to mention is please like, share, subscribe. I'm a father of 2 with a wife and a cat. I do this in the spare time, either early in the morning or late at night. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and have yourself a good one. See ya.